Thank you for attending this webinar. This is one of the first webinars that I've actually presented like this for a very, very, very long while. So let me just start off by thanking you and just going through what this presentation is going to be about. This presentation is going to be about how you can very easily and subtly find and attract the right man that you deserve into your life. I decided to hold this webinar coming up to the end of November because of the reason that I wanted you to learn some tips and advice on how you can start to do that. So let me just crack on and talk about myself. About me. Some of you may have been to the my seminars or workshops or attended a previous webinar before. And my journey was basically this. I originally started off as a driving instructor. I qualified as a driving instructor in 1997. For my sins, I'm responsible for a lot of the people out there that are driving along the road. And the reason why I decided to become a driving instructor was I wanted to, I was very passionate about helping people, and I was helping my sister to install more confidence in her because she wanted to drive more confidently, even though she had her own car. And we used to go and visit my my grandparents in Croydon, and every Saturday we'd go there. And she said to me, "Why don't you become a driving instructor? You're very patient." I was working for an American oil company at the time, and the American oil company were making redundancies, and I decided to study to be a driving instructor because of that same reason with my sister. They were giving us £2,000 to go and set up any company that we want to do, or any course that we would like to do, and I decided to set up Des O'Connor's driving school. And it was a very successful driving school. I appeared on TV, and I liked working with people and inspiring them and helping them take their life to the next level. Then in 2005, I got married. I met a lovely woman, and we got married in 2005, moved out into Ashford in Kent. I'm originally from London. And in 2007, unfortunately, we had a divorce, very painful divorce from my end. Possibly it was from her end as well, but I only can talk about myself. And that was the turning point in my life, I would say. That was the pinnacle point in my life where things changed. I lost my parents in 2001 and 2003. And I just went, I just got married and settled down. And then in 2007, it felt like another bereavement. It was a very, very painful divorce. And I had two choices at that time when I was going through the pain. It was I was either going to let the negative experience of that overcome me and send me to the ground, or it was going to make me take that situation and turn it into a positive situation instead of it being a negative one. So I decided at the time I was receiving counselling at the time from our marriage counsellor, because we was getting counselling when we was in our marriage, and she was helping me deal with the bereavement of my mum. I find that quite difficult to deal with that, and she was helping me, and she even still is she's still my counsellor up until today. So at the time I was having my counselling, and I was also studying life coaching at the same time. I was very passionate about life coaching, and I studied to be a life coach, and I qualified as a life coach 2 years after my divorce. So in those 2 years, from the divorce to 2009, I decided to study and get involved with life coaching, and I was really inspired, and I loved helping people achieve their goals, because I wasn't aware of all this this coaching stuff that I can wake up in the morning and program how I want my mind and my life to be, and how I can react to other people. I wasn't aware of that. But with coaching, when you wake up in the morning, you choose how you want to be. You choose how you want to live your life. And I wasn't aware of that. I was always, when I was in my divorce, I was always blaming, didn't want to take any responsibility. Responsibility for what? And I'm sure you on this webinar that you've been in a situation where you've been in a relationship and you just wanted to blame the man. It wasn't he made me do this, he made me do that. If he said something to you and you decide to react in a negative, angry way, you're allowing him to enable you to react like that. And I wasn't aware of that. So I was thinking this coaching stuff is really, really good because not many people are aware of this. And I was really passionate about that. And I originally started doing life coaching to help driving instructors be successful within themselves, and that would have a positive effect on their business. So I decided then to start working with driving instructors. What happened at that time, I was working for one of the largest dating organizations in the world called X Factor Dates, and I was their speed dating host, and I was the #1 speed dating host out of the whole of the UK. And I was really excited about working and holding speed dating events, singles parties, and I was just passionate about helping people connect and find and attract the right partner when they were in the speed dating events. I'm sure some of you have been to speed dating. And I said to the director of the company, let me run a workshop for these women, because there's all these professional, beautiful, successful women are coming to these dating events, and I couldn't understand from a man's point of view, you should be snapped up. A man must have snapped him up as well very, very quickly, and that wasn't the case. So I was very passionate about helping people improve their life. I ran the workshop for the women, and then I realized that, wow, this is a big area, because the feedback from that workshop I ran was very positive, and these women loved my coaching styles, and it was my first one. I've actually still got it on tape, which, to be honest, I haven't really listened to it properly, but it's very interesting to listen to that now. So then I decided not to focus on driving instructors, but to focus on working with single women, because they were easier to work with, and there's a big market out there because there's lots of single women out there, and some of them just need to discover some simple things on how to do things differently, on how they can attract the right man in their life. So I started running workshops and seminars all over the UK. I brought out some products and some CDs, and I started going to seminars and marketing events and how I can develop myself. And all this stuff was fantastic, because you tend to find that all these books and these products and all these information that's out there is telling you the same thing, to how you can improve your life, but in a different way, if that makes sense. It's all the same thing, but with a different language. Take responsibility, take ownership, live the life you want to live, love yourself, all those kind of things. Take responsibility, look within yourself, stop blaming, and get up in the morning, and affirmations. All that stuff is absolutely fantastic stuff. Then I was awarded with an award. I was one of the top relationship coaches in the UK. I'm going to come to that in a second. And my success story is one of my clients got married after only 3 coaching sessions with me. Just 3 coaching sessions with me. One of my clients actually did that after only 3 coaching sessions with me. And I'll show you that in a second. And I help single women to receive instant results. Instant results. What I mean by instant, straight away. But remember, you have all the answers as to why you're single. Always remember that. You have all the answers as to why you're single. I'm bringing out my book. I have DVDs, CDs, MP3s, webinars, and ebooks that are available for you on how you can start to attract and find the right man in your life that that you definitely deserve. So that's more or less about myself. You can check me out more on my website as well, but that's just basically my journey and how I started off, ended up doing what I'm doing, and why you actually on this webinar as well. So just want to tell you that there's a magazine, online magazine called Divorced Parents, an online magazine, and in that magazine, it's the first time I've discussed out there about my painful divorce and how I survived my painful divorce and became one of the top relationship coaches in the UK. It's very inspirational, and it tells you of my journey and more information on there. So if you just go to divorceparents.co.uk, you can see that edition on there as well. I'm also in the January Essentials section of Psychology's magazine. They're the little sections at the back with the adverts at the back there, and I've got a section in there now as well, which will coming out in January for my information that's going to be launching out in the new year as well. Also, the Association of Professional Coaches, Trainers and Consultants was formed by some of the most well-respected names in our industry to raise professional standards and increase awareness of the coaching, training, consulting, and speaking industries. The APCTC endorse all my courses that I'm providing. And these were the guys that I won the Relationship Coach of the Year award from. And there it is there. I won the Relationship Coach of the Year award, which I was so honored to win. And, you know, the people that voted me, if you voted for me and you're on this webinar, thank you so much. Love you so much. But I won that award, and that's just opened up so many doors for me from doing that. There's me on the left with the founder, Chris Black, on the left. And on the right, that's, I don't know if you know him, Dr. Topher Morrison, well-known motivational speaker, entrepreneur as well. He actually was hosting the event as well. So I was very pleased with that as well. So let's crack on, because there's a lot of information we're going to go over tonight. And this webinar is about you. It's not about me. That's me out of the way. If you've got any questions you want to ask me specifically, then you can ask me. You can send me an email from that as well. So let's look at the myths why you may be single. These are some of the top myths that I'm hearing what women are consistently saying. Men are not on your level. There's no single men left, or maybe no good single men left. Men are blank, whatever that might be. Obviously, that's a negative association there. Are you too independent and strong? Because some men, you know, some men, as you may feel intimidated by that. There's no men in your area where you live. That's the reasons why. I met somebody at the weekend at a seminar, and she was saying there's no men in their area. Well, if there's no men in your area, then it comes back to yourself to take action and do things differently. Go out in your area or go into a town where it's busy. You don't know where the single men are. I just finished an interview with an American radio show, and that was one of the questions they asked: where are all the single men? Well, if I knew where all the single men were, if women knew all the single men were, women would always be there. But come on, you know they're everywhere. There's single men all over the place. You know, the minute you leave your house, even on Facebook, there's single men everywhere. Men do not approach me in general. Might be a reason, might be the vibe that you're sending out, but these are the myths that women are saying. You never approach men. You'd rather die than approach a man. Some women are actually saying that you'd never approach a man. So if you're not approaching a man, I don't mean going up to him and jumping on him, but creating an opportunity for a conversation. But some women are petrified of doing that. And you're waiting for him to find you. Waiting for him to find you. I don't know any woman that a man has knocked on their door and said, "Hi, I'm here, let's get married." It's not going to happen. He may approach you in a public setting, but I think you need to just do a little bit more in relation to that. And men just want sex. We're always going to want sex. That's how we're made up. Just like women, some women want more sex than others, and some men want more sex than women. But that's how we're made up. And if you start to study how men are made up and why we do what we do and how we react, if that's what you think we're all men about, then you may change your views on that. So what do you discover on this webinar? You're going to find out how I find single women the right men very quickly, and how you can start to attract several dates in a matter of days, and how to avoid being alone at Christmas, Valentine's, Easter, and summer, the most 4 popular times of the year where women feel that you're most probably going to feel very, very lonely, especially Christmas and Valentine's. You know, don't you notice when you're single, and I've been there, where all you see is couples. You see couples more, don't you? All you see are these red cards, red flowers, roses, all over the place. Everywhere you go, social media, in shops, everywhere. You can't get away from it, and you're single. How does that make you feel? And it's not good. So we're going to look at how you can avoid that. And Christmas, family, peer pressure. You go around to a family function, and you're the odd one out. You may be in your late 30s or older, or even younger, and you're sitting in there, and you know that your family members and friends are thinking, God, she hasn't met anybody yet, or whatever. And it's the same thing year in, year out. Is it just me, or don't you find that when you was single when that happened, that Christmas just comes around quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker? And if you're single, it's not a nice place to be at. And how to find and attract the right man in 12 weeks. You're going to discover how I can show you how you can do that. And there's a free DVD. Stay at the end of this webinar and you can find out how you can order your free DVD. So don't go yet. And the DVD is 21 secret steps on how to avoid the time wasters and how to instantly find and attract the right man. And also how I can easily and quickly help you to find the right man. And I can confidently say that now because I've been doing it. Before, when I started out, I used to get that question. I used to get questions, and it used to say to me, people used to say to me, oh, what's your success story? And someone said to me, and I couldn't say anything in the beginning because I didn't have any success stories in relation to that. Right, so as we're going to be carrying on, let me ask you all a question that you can answer because it's going to be interacting, okay? Why do you think you are single? Just answer that. Let's get some interactions, have some fun. Hello, Anne. Hello, Anne. Thank you. I hope my announcement of what was okay. Okay. Somebody said men are not on my level. Okay. That's an interesting one. Any else, ladies? Why do you think you're single? I've had a fair bit of baggage to deal with. I won't say your names, but I'll thank you for that. At least you're being honest, the person that said that. I have children. Nothing wrong with that, Anita. My ex-wife had an 18-month-old child, and I married her. Not met the one. I feel too ambitious. Okay, too. Thank you, Anne. I'm afraid that it will mess up again. I understand. Okay. And men want sex more than commitment. And he might not be the one. Okay. Anybody else? Too fussy. Okay. Men want more than sex. I am seeing a divorcee. How can I get him to commit to another marriage? Most men are not emotionally intelligent. Always go for the non-commitment types. Okay. He just wants sex. That's all I keep hearing about. He just wants sex. He just wants he just wants sex. Not accepting poor behavior. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Brilliant. Okay. Now, I'm going to come back. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to come back and ask you some more questions. I'm so pleased that we can now communicate because I was really getting a bit concerned about that. So thank you so much for the person that sent me what needed to happen there. So the DVD. This is the DVD that you will all be able to order at the end of this this webinar. 21 secret steps on how to find and attract the right man. It's valued at $97 or £60. The reason why it's dollars because I have some international clients that are tuning into this webinar as well. So don't be put off by that as well. So this is what the DVD covers. Okay, for some of you that are wondering, and this I'm going to go over this very quickly. As you can see there, these are what it's going to be covering because I don't want to be going over that. I'm going to be going over that in a lot more depth at the end of the webinar. But as you can see there on the screen, there's 10 there. Don't worry if you missed this because I'm going to go over it again. And here's the 21. They're all the 21. Don't worry if you just missed that because I've got a lot of information I want to go over. So you have a little brief idea. That DVD, I will be covering this in the DVD, exactly similar style like that over, it'll be about 90 minutes to 2 hours. You can find out how you can order that at the end. Right, now you can discover how easily and effortlessly start this again. Now you can discover how to easily and effortlessly start to find and attract good quality single men who are ready and willing to have a serious and committed relationship with you. Plus, all of these available men are available to meet you in your area and cannot wait to meet you. As believe it or not, as I say that, there are men in your area that are dying to meet someone like yourself. And I know us men don't come out and say that we're looking for a serious relationship, we're looking for our other person that can complete us, but we are out there. And by the end of this webinar, you will have some tips of how you can start to attract the men like that. So what do I do? What exactly do? I focus on helping women avoid repeating mistakes from the past by learning which types of men to avoid and understanding why they may have been drawn to the wrong types of men in the past, developing positive visualization skills, enhancing their self-confidence, and evaluating their deepest motivations for what kind of man they hope to meet. That's what I do. In a nutshell, that's what I do. I don't work with women from the first session and tomorrow they're going to meet a man, because they will be carrying themselves with themselves to that relationship straight away. I need to start working and looking at, why have you been dating the wrong men in the past? Why do you think that is? And learning from which types of men to avoid. If you keep attracting a certain type of man, it cannot be down to the men. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be firm and harsh, but if I was working with you, we'd look at where you're going and what attraction signals you're giving out to these particular type of men when we go out. It's like I get women that say to me, I only keep attracting men that are married or in a relationship. Well, at what point in that at what point when you meet him do you ask him if he's in a relationship? Or at what point when you meet him do you mention to him about what you're looking for? Or there's reasons why that has happened. When I get women keep saying that to me, somewhere along the line something's gone wrong. You can't keep attracting, if you're a single woman, you can't keep attracting, if you keep attracting men that are married in relationships, it can't be all the men. There's something that you're most probably doing that you're drawing them to that. Maybe that you go clubbing every weekend and the clubs that you go to maybe always have men that go there that want to just pick up women. I'm not sure. Unless I start working with you, I won't actually know that. So these days are coming up, as I said before, Valentine's, Easter, some holidays, Christmas, New Year's again. Do you want to still be single? And I want to try and prevent that from happening for you as well. So questions to you. Why haven't you found the right men already this year? We've covered that. Why do you think that is? Is it because of the lack of available men? Do you see yourself really meeting the right man soon? How do you know who the right man is? Answer that. How do you know who the right man is? So let's question time. Ladies, how do you know who the right man is? Well, people are still answering my questions from the last one. I'm going to go through these. Okay. Hello, Norma. Okay. So the question, how do you know who the right man is? How would you know if he came into your life? Hello, Catherine. Someone who enjoys the same things as me and has the same values. Very good. Good answer. Anybody else? Or if you don't know, just say you don't know. Through spirit of the soul. Thank you very much. Hello, Joan. Okay, someone's just said it's difficult finding someone with spiritual values and who is sensitive and emotionally sorted. I only get chatted up by married men. Don't mention. I won't mention your name. Don't worry. Okay. Men don't know how to have a relationship about sex. The person that said that, we're always going to want sex, my dear. That's how we're made up. Try not to make us wrong. That's how we're just made up. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Unfortunately. Okay. He's someone that respects you, understands you, and wants to get to know and understand who you are. Okay, brilliant. And there's a lot more of you there that may be a little bit shy, but it's okay. We're going to carry on going on. Right. Excellent. Okay. So, and what about sometimes you can, sometimes, you know, you can just feel it. You can just feel it as well. That, you know, sometimes you just click. You've been in a relationship where it just clicks. But how badly do you want to meet him? You know, if you know, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, you know, how badly do you want to meet him, or is it just like a 5? Is it just a 5 out of 10? You're not really bothered either way, or has he got to the stage now where it's coming up to the end of the year and you're feeling, oh, another coming up to the end of the year, I'm single, I want to go into the new year, new start. But how badly do you want to meet him? Is it, are you not really bothered, or is it a 10? You know, it's got to the stage now where you're just getting, you know, a bit fed up, and you are fed up, but you're just getting a bit, everyone's putting 10. 9, 10, 10. Don't a 10. Okay, so 10. Okay. 10, 10, 10, 10, 8, 7, 8, 10, 1. Shouldn't be on this webinar. Okay, thank you. Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much for the interaction. I'm glad I sorted out that problem with the webinar. Right, so why do you think you're single? Lack of available men, or is it men are afraid of commitment? Some of you can relate to this, don't know where to find him, afraid to approach men. You know, it's beneath you. I know some Christian women don't want to approach men because of you know, of what they've been taught not to. You might have some old-fashioned values as well, whereas, you know, if you see a man and you like him, he must approach you. You're not going to go and approach him, and you don't want to come across as desperate. And you know, in relation to that, ladies, I'll just tell you straight. If a man likes you and you create an opportunity for him to communicate to you, that is such a positive way of getting him to approach you or take that conversation to the next level. Now, let's be straight here. There are some men that are confident and there are some men that are not confident, and some of us just need that bridge to help us to communicate to you. Now, sometimes all it takes is a smile. Sometimes that's all it takes is a smile. Do you know how you look if a man sees you and likes the look of you? What message do you send out to him? Is that message saying, come and approach me, or I'm approachable, or are you very frightened and going to your shell, but the message you're sending out to him may be, don't approach me, but you may not realize that. It'd be interesting how you see yourself doing that. And you might be one of those women that men are intimidated by your success, possibly. You might be a successful woman, you might have a lot of things going for you, but if men are intimidated by your success, then it comes back to yourself again, to associate yourself with men that are most probably on your level, or maybe more successful than you. Then that way, the intimidation wouldn't really come into that. So I'm sure you hate being single. So this is a life-changing moment for me as well. Now, my life changed from one book. I think this was, apart from my divorce, let me ask you a question. Have you ever walked into a bookstore or W.H. Smith's or a magazine place where there's lots of books and literature, and you see a book and there's a title that just hits you, it just draws you to that book? That makes sense, was it just me? But it draws you to that book. And I saw this particular book, and this is when I was married. This is coming up to the end of you know, my marriage. This was in about 2007, okay, the year I got divorced. So and when I saw this book, I just felt something. And all my clients I work with reads this book, and you can get it on audio or a book version, and it makes you to be honest with you. In order for you to move on and improve your life, you need to be honest with yourself. And this was in Waterstones in Ashford in Kent, because I was living in Ashford in Kent when I got married. And I walked into to Waterstones and I saw this book. And to me, when this was a life-changing moment for me in this book. And here's the book here. It was Are You the One for Me by Barbara DeAngelis. Now, Barbara DeAngelis is the ex-wife of John Gray. John Gray is the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Funny enough, I think they've both been married about 3 times, divorces. So I suppose that's why they're the top relationship experts in the world, one of the top 2 relationship experts in the world, because they've had so many divorces, so they know what they're talking about. But that was this was one of the only books I feel that every time I finished a page and I went to bed, I couldn't wait to read the next page. And to be honest with you, I've never shared this with anybody, but I had a feeling from reading this book, it was so interesting, understanding myself and why I chose the person who was wrong for me. And I'm not making her wrong. I made the decision to choose her. Why I stayed in the relationship, why I felt disrespected, when I was going through pain, why I've been attracting certain women in my life prior to over the years. And I look back on some of my relationships and I think, wow, like, you know, why did I entertain that type of woman? But then I chose her, and I chose all the girls I've dated in the past, and I have to take responsibility for every single one of them and my actions. But this book makes you look at the people that you're looking for, the people that you should avoid, the people that you have chosen, and why you should leave and why you should stay and what you should do. Excellent book. I recommend it. I mean, I don't know Barbara personally. I'm not making any money out of it, but that's, if you became a client of mine, that's the first thing that I'd get you to do, is read that book. Absolutely. So do you have a plan in place to find him, first of all? Have you got a strategy and a plan in place to find him? Now, you need to have a plan in place because this increases your dating chances of finding the right man and avoiding the time wasters. You know, I'm sure you've all met men that have been practically time wasters for you. Well, what plan do you have? What do I mean by a plan in place? Now, do you prepare yourself for your dates? You must be thinking, what are you talking about, Des? Well, when you go for a job interview, you prepare yourself for the job interview, don't you? You prepare, I suppose one of the first things that you prepare is what you're going to wear. As a woman, shoes, your hair, how your hair's going to be, your outfit. And then you're going to do the research of the company. There's questions you want to ask about the company, the perks. You get what I'm saying. So do you ever prepare yourself for your dates? You just get ready for the date and just sit there in front of him on a meal or having a drink, and that's it. And then you just have a conversation. But what would you really want to know about him? You know, so let me just ask you that. If you could just answer that question, please, in your question box. What would you really want to know if you was on a date? What would you really want to know? Somebody asked me why am I mentioning Christian women in particular. The reason why I mentioned Christian women, because I've worked with pastors and lots of Christian women, and the Christian women on the whole have said that that's my experience with Christian women, if that makes sense. So it wasn't nothing personal against Christian women. That's just my experience in relation to that. If that makes sense. I won't say who's asked that question. I find a lot of men do not like opening up on the first date. Okay, anybody else? Why is he single? What is he looking for in a partner? Okay, any more? What values does he have? Is he trustworthy? Is he married? Thank you. What he expected in marriage? Future life goals, wishes and things which need to be achieved. What are his goals in life? Long term, short term. Hello, Lorraine. The relationship with his mother, children, past relations, occupation, very important, yes. Is he interested in being in a relationship? Does he work on himself, i.e. personal development, or have an interest? Great. Find out what his intentions are for the relationship. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for the contribution there. Now, when I work with a client and I ask them that, what you really want to know on a first date, would you really ask him that? The ones that have commented on that, would you really ask him blatantly that? And another question I'd ask you is, why would these answers be so important to you? These questions that you're asking actually come from somewhere. But if I was working with you, I'd look at, for example, I've had a client that said to me that he must be trustworthy, or she may say to him, have you been on, she would want to know from the off whether he's been unfaithful in the past. Now, to me, that's saying to me that she's had experiences with men that have been unfaithful to her, if that makes sense. So that's where that would be coming from. Now, if she asked him that in the first dates, that would be an alarm bell to him to say that, well, she's obviously been hurt in the past and she needs to work on herself, if that makes sense. So you need to plan in advance to avoid the wrong men. What are your values, beliefs, and goals? That's what I'd want to establish. So your questions plan. I've got a lot more slides to go through, but I'd say to you from today, write this down or just remember this. What are the top 3 things you'd want to know about him? You know, what are the top 3 things you'd want to know about him? Just type that in that box and send that to me as I'm going through these slides. I can go back to top 3, whether he has any children, whether he wants to get married, or as somebody said, is he married? Right? What are the top 3 things? And then what you would then do, refer back to this at the end of this webinar, but write them out as 3 different questions. Choose the top 1 and repeat this for the other 2. Now make these questions as subtle as possible. Now start to say them out aloud to yourself and in the mirror. When you're in the shower or whatever, it may sound crazy, but it helps because you're self-coaching yourself here as well, okay? So that's one of the exercises that you can do with that as well, okay? Believe me, it will make a lot more sense as we're going along. Right. Practice dating. This is so important. Go out on as many dates as possible as you can. In America, they call it serial dating. They go out dates every week in, week out. Remember, you may go out on a date and meet a man, and he may not be the one for you. You may not find him attractive or whatever it is. He's going to know he could possibly know somebody that be ideal for you. He could have a birthday party. He could have a business function. He could have an event. He invites you along. All of a sudden, one of his mates, John, Gary, whatever, is single, introduces you, bang, connection. And this is one of the mistakes that some women make, that, oh, he's not my type, I'm not interested. Or he's not my type, I'm not interested. Be a friend with him because you just don't know. His Facebook friend, if you're on Facebook, may have someone for you. This improves your confidence. You're going out dating, you're practicing and practicing. So when you actually meet the one, or the one that you really like, you won't be nervous. You won't feel, very shy. Your confidence will sell through. Try and go out at least a date per week if you can, and ask lots of open questions, and be very womanly. Men love women to be feminine. And warm and caring and loving and open and all those fluffy types of things, believe it or not. And you will start to attract the partner quickly if you do all these things, but you need to put yourself out there a lot more than what you're most probably currently doing at the moment. He's coming up to the end of the year now. I don't want you going into the new year. I may see you or communicate with me in 4 months and you're in the same situation as you are now. Now, those of you that know me, I like shoes. I just think that when a woman puts on a nice pair of heels, it changes her whole appearance. And women can't relate to how men see that. But when you wear lovely, sexy shoes to wear, you look good and you most probably feel good, or even though I cannot relate to how uncomfortable it must feel. I see how some of you women walk with your high heels, and I don't know how you do it, because I used to play football and it used to have studs, and I used to damage my ankles, so I don't know how you guys can do it. But it changes your whole appearance. It makes your legs look very sexy because it emphasizes your calves, and if you have a nice sexy walk with it, men will love that. Men will attract that. You know what it's like. If you've got flat shoes that you wear and you put on a pair of heels, it changes your whole appearance. Your whole figure looks different as well. So, Get those shoes. There'll be lots of sales coming out in Christmas. So questions to you. What is it about yourself that is possibly preventing you from attracting the right man? Do you feel lonely or needy, especially on weekends? I've been there, so I know exactly how that feels. Remember when I used to go out? I used to go out clubbing with my friends, hoping to meet somebody, and I tell you what, that journey coming home was long. Walking up my stairs was long, and even worse, getting into that bed alone was painful. So I know exactly how it feels. Do you want to get married? Do you want to start a family? Do you want to have more children if you already have children at the moment? Or do you just want a serious relationship? If I could show you how you could easily begin to increase your chances of finding the right man, would this be of interest to you? Do you know that you have all the answers to these questions? Not me. Even if I started to work with you, you have all these answers to these questions, not me. So just allow me over the remainder of this webinar to show you how you can do that right now. There needs to be a screening interview process in place. And what I mean by that is you're going to you need to treat your dates as if you're having a job interview, but you are the HR manager. You are the personnel department. You must have a planned screen interview process in place. List everything you want from your next relationship. I met somebody at a seminar yesterday, and she said that she's got a list written down. Fantastic. But who do you need to be in that list to attract him? So list everything you want from your next relationship. Write it down. Get a blank book and a bit of paper and keep writing it down. Do you understand you? What exactly do you want from your next relationship? Have you ever planned before you went on a date? As I've asked this before. I bet you haven't really, which is fine, but I bet you haven't. But what would you really want to know about your date? And the reason I keep making reference to the first couple of dates because some women meet men 2-3 months, it fizzles out, and then they meet another one 2-3 months and it fizzles out. Over the year, they've had 4 or 5 men they've dated or slept with, and then they don't know what's went wrong. But if you had a strategy in place in the early stages, it would have got rid of the time wasters or the men that weren't right for you. So have you ever prepared any questions prior to the date? If you know exactly what you're looking for, you know what to search for. Now, what is the most important quality that your ideal partner must have? Have you ever thought of that? Do you want a man who has children? Let's say, for example, if you want a man that has children, then your partner must like children and want to be a father. Do you want a man who wants to get married and start a family? But don't waste your time on a man who doesn't want children, who doesn't believe in marriage. And you can usually pick this up from the early stages of the relationship. Now, these relationships are destined. Excuse me a sec. These relationships are destined to fail as they don't share the same values, beliefs, and goals for the future, which is obvious. But it may be obvious, but people are still making these same mistakes doing that. Now, these relationships occur on a regular basis. Now, I bet you know people are in situations like this. We all do. We've got family, friends that we know that are in that situation. And the greatest failure is the failure to try. Now, we know there's people, I know there's people in our friends and family that they may judge you because you're single. They may think, oh, well, you're still single, and then they look at you, there's something wrong with you. Now, what's worse? Maybe you can answer this. What's worse? Someone that's in a dead relationship, and they're staying in a relationship for the wrong reasons, because of their children, because of the finances. And people think staying in a relationship and keeping the children in the home is more productive for the children than both of you going your separate ways if you're not getting on and living a life for the benefit of the children. But I bet there's people. What would you say is a better situation? Someone that's single like yourself that is tuning into this webinar, looking to how you can develop yourself and move forward, or someone that is staying in a relationship that you know that is dead, you know that they're not even in love. Can you imagine that's like a prison sentence, that you're just with someone for external reasons? How many people? What would you say was better? I'd rather be alone than misery. Exactly, and I totally agree with that. As a relationship of love, being single, that's right, being single, I bet you know someone that that is in a relationship, whether it's family or friends, but you know that deep down that relationship's dead. You know that they're just with it. They're just in that relationship because they don't want to be alone. And then they may look on you to say, well, there's something wrong. Why can't you meet someone? But you know in yourself that you would never, ever swap places with them. That makes sense. So thank you very much for contributing towards that, because there are people out there that are like that. What one thing do you need to do to start and attract the right man for you? Well, the one thing that you need to do, you need to be the person you are trying to attract into your life. What do I mean by that? If you want a man that's fit and healthy and goes to the gym on a regular basis, then you can't be eating McDonald's every day. I know it's simple as it sounds, but you need to be fit and healthy if you want a healthy and fit man. If you go to the church and you're a Christian, or you keep going to the church and it's really important to you, really important to you, then you're more likely to find a man that's compatible with that, if that's really important to you. If you're into self-help and you're a positive thinker, then usually these types of men go to seminars, workshops. They're into all these kind of positive, inspirational seminars like Anthony Robbins and all those kind of guys. Then if you're the opposite of that, then that may cause a problem for that as well. And if you want to be a wife, do you know what the qualities are of being a wife? The type of man that you want, what do you think the qualities of a wife would be for him? And do you possess those qualities? Because some women don't know what that is. And like I said, if you want a businessman, he's mostly going to be at exhibitions, conferences and seminars where I'd recommend that you'd go to as well. So you need to be the person, be the type of person you want to meet. Now, remember I said write down everything that you're looking for in a relationship. List the top 3 must-haves and prepare questions pertaining to these top 3. This process helps you avoid the wrong partners in the first 3 months. Thousands of single women are using this method, and it's working for them because it saves time, energy, all those things as well. Now think of something that you've given 100% to. How much have you given your career to date? What about work, studying, losing weight, keep fit, preparing for a party? How much effort have you given yourself to that? I bet you gave yourself a 10 out of 10 for that. Fantastic, which is great. But on a scale of 0 to 10, how much effort have you really been giving yourself to finding the right man? Put that number in the box there for me. I won't shout out your name, but on a serious note, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much effort have you really, honestly, been giving yourself? Just write down a number in there. 3, 0, 5, 0, 3, 6, 2, 9, 9. Wow. 7, 4, 2, 9. Certainly not enough. Yes. Anybody else? 5, 1, -9 someone's put. Keep going. Two, 1, 3. Okay. -0. Right. So we have now established then that things need to change. That you haven't really been doing anything to find him, which is obvious. You haven't been doing that much. Now, why is it not a 10 out of 10? Why is it not? Those of you that, well, nobody said not nowhere near the 10. But why is it not a 10 out of 10? Let's say it's a 3 out of 10, for argument's sake. Now, if I was working with you, and let's say it was a 3 out of 10, first thing I'd say to you is, what would a 10 out of 10 look like for you? You most probably be thinking, oh, it means I've got to go and approach every man on the street that I see every day. No, not really. Maybe 50% of them. I'm only joking. But what would a 10 out of 10 would look like? And what would a 4 out of 10 look like? What more could you do a little bit more than the number that we've established there? And why are you not doing any more? And maybe it means that you just need a little guidance. Now, how much pain would it take for you to do more? There's something preventing you from taking those actions. There's something preventing you from going from that 0 to the 2 to the 3 to the 10. It's so unbearable, painful for you to do a lot more. And the thing is, in relation to that, there's women out there that are doing the opposite of you, and they're finding the right men for whatever reason. And you're all competing for the same men. So some tips: watch what all your single girlfriends are doing and do the opposite. One big tip I can give you: you have a circle of single friends, they're single for whatever reason, look at what they're doing and do the complete opposite. If they keep going to the same place and meeting the same men that are just not right, stop going to that place, because if you go there or do the same thing what they're doing, you're going to get the same result. Now, another tip: if you go out to wine bars, or you go to clubs, or you go to the pubs or the disco, your position is so important when you go. And what happens is, when you all go out, you position yourself far away from men as possible. But then you may want to meet someone. He's less likely to come and approach you if you're tucked away and you're far away as possible. So try and be centralized where you are, okay? In the center where all men that can sit there, that can see you. Go to the bar, toilet, cloakroom alone. Why is that? Well, if he likes you and he sees you walking by yourself, he's more likely to approach you than if you go in groups of 7. I never understand it. When you women can understand it, why you guys have to go to the toilet in groups. I know you need to go there and just talk about stuff and do your makeup and all that kind of things, but when us men go to the toilet, we don't even talk. We just go and do what we got to do, wash our hands, and we come out of the room. Some guys want to speak to me, but I just in and out, because I'm very uncomfortable as a man sitting there and standing and going to the toilet, and a man wants to speak to you. It's just very wait until I come out if you want to speak to me. But women are different in that way. So go alone, go to the bar, go to the toilet, go to the cloakroom. If anybody wants any drinks, you go and buy the drinks, but don't tell your girlfriends what you're doing, because you don't know. You go to the bar, all of a sudden, he's more likely to come and go to the bar at the same time and strike a conversation. Be in a central position, like I said before. Check out the men that you like the look of throughout the night, and make sure he sees you, and smile at him and make eye contact. And then at the bar, ask him advice about a drink, because remember, we like to be known that we can provide for you. And avoid going out in large groups of women. It's very intimidating and off-putting for men to do that. Very intimidating and off-putting if you're out in large groups. We're not really less likely to approach you. Position yourself in the center of the venue where you're most likely to be seen. And when he walks towards you, smile. And if you want a way to maybe get him to approach you, work out the color of his eyes, the color of his eyes are. This will reduce your nervousness, because he won't know that you're trying to check out what color of his eyes are. Questions to get his attention: excuse me, can you tell me the time, please? Do you know where the Milkwood bread is when you're shopping? Do you know where the nearest train station is? Show him your map on your phone, etc. For example, say that you're lost. Do you know where the nearest post office is? Have an envelope in your hand, maybe. And a 1, 2, 3 seconds exercise. And this is basically you telling yourself how to take action. 1, 2, 3, go. That's what that basically means there as well. It's just self-talk, preparing yourself for that as well. But some of you are saying that you wouldn't really approach him. Some are saying that you would. Are you afraid of showing your emotions? Now, suppose you never had any fear at all. What would you do differently? If you wasn't, for example, let me ask you that. If you wasn't scared about anything, what would you do differently? Anybody going to answer that? I'd approach him and ask him the time. Okay, anything else? I'll definitely talk to him. Brilliant. I'm scared of being rejected. Now, a lot of women say that, But what's the I'd smile, start a conversation, excellent. But what's the worst thing that could happen? What's the worst thing that could happen if you started a conversation? You're gonna die? Of course not. Everything could be fine. You're not gonna die, and it's just a subtle thing. Suppose you had 6 months to live, which I don't hope that, but let's say, for example, you had 6 months to live, and would you start to give yourself a 10 out of 10 to attract the right man in your life if you had 6 months to live? Do you think you would find him? Of course you would. Of course you would. What would be different for you? This would be very hard. This would be very hard for you, though, wouldn't it? Which I understand. But what would need to happen for that 3 out of 10 to be a 4 out of 10? Because you're meeting men every day of the week. And remember, you only want one partner. Well, I hope so. But I'm assuming that. Now, this is another tip that you can use, which is called a dating and business card. And how this works is, which I say this to my clients, is get a business card, made up business card. Just have your name, your first name on the business card, because it prevents him looking you up on online searching, especially with Facebook. Get a mobile cell number, a new one, a different one, a pay-as-you-go most probably, and another email address as well, which is different as well than your current one. And what happens is you have this business card on you all the time. This is your dating business card. Now, the advantages of this is that you will feel more confident. Why is that? Because it increases your dating chances. Lots of men contacting you. So what happens is every man that you meet that like the look of, you give out your business card to them and can contact you. So every time that phone goes, you know that phone is for men that are interested in you. And then you can work on your question strategy with him. You can find out more about yourself when you're communicating to these men. You can educate yourself more about men, and you can find the right man very quickly. This is exactly what you need, lots of interested men. This is a powerful exercise that people use. Now, when you see him walking towards you, when you see him walking towards you, what you can do is smile, or when he sits next to you, do you start a conversation? So when you see him walking towards you, and he's walking towards you, get the eye contact with him. Keep looking at the eye contact with him when he's walking towards you. He talks to you. How do you react when nervous? Do you know how you react when you're nervous? Ask your girlfriends, how do you look when you're speaking to a guy that likes the look of you? When you're in your car, do you wave or do you smile at the men that you see at the traffic lights or driving alongside you? Directions, asking questions, asking directions, time, sport, an important recent event. Compliment him, stroke his ego. We love our ego strokes. If you're in a shop, ask him for advice. Clothes or sports, I was in a shop the other day and this woman asked me this poster, and it was a Liverpool poster, and she said, is this but there wasn't any reference to Liverpool on the poster. She was buying it for her brother, and she said to me, is this Liverpool or Manchester United? And I said, no, it's actually Liverpool. And she goes, I want the Man United one. But that could be you striking a conversation, that in itself. I mean, I really felt like telling the opposite, but as a joke, but I don't think it would have gone down too well, because Liverpool and Manchester United are not really good friends. Shopping, ask where the milk is, advice, and then ask him advice about aftershave as well. Now, you have all the answers as to why you're single, and by changing a few simple things, you will significantly increase your chances of attracting the right man into your life. Now, this starts with you taking action. Now, you need to do something small every day and results will occur, but I'm sure you know this already. Just one little small thing you can do each day. Now, have you ever dated a man and later looked back and asked yourself, what was I doing with him? Or, what did I see in him? Or even worse, I can't believe I used to sleep with him. Have you? What were the warning signs that were there in the early stages? There were signs there from the early stage that you can reflect on that they were there. But why did you choose to ignore the warning signs in the beginning of that relationship? And the warning signs are always there, but you chose not to see them. Why? We've all been there. What we do is you minimize the importance so it doesn't seem as bad as it is. This way you don't talk yourself out of leaving, that maybe out of being needy. You don't want to be lonely, and you believe and hope things will improve, but deep down, you know they won't. You become really needy, and you don't want to damage what's perceived to be good. And it seems better than your previous bad relationships, but you know it's not really good, but you just hang in there. You don't want to rock the boat, so you don't want to start causing any problems by airing your views, and you're on your best behavior. And you've been alone too long prior to this relationship, so it's best just to stay in it because you just don't want to be alone again. And you don't want to be alone again, especially when you are tired of searching. And it may that he gets on with the children. If you have children, oh well, I'll stay with him because he does get on with the children, even though he doesn't treat me right. And you don't want to be a single parent again if you have children. And you don't want to disrupt the children's stability and the routine as well. So, your views may be that to have that stability, the man needs to be in the home, even though he may be the wrong type of man. Now, write down three questions you could ask in a very subtle way. One question you must ask your date is, what are your goals for the next 1, 3, and 5 years? It's one thing you take from this webinar is that, asking that question. What positive things do you want to achieve in your life in 3 to 5 years as well? That's another question you could ask him as well. Now, this is one question that will help prevent you from dating the wrong man for several months. His answers will tell you a lot about the person he is. He will tell you whether he wants to get married, whether he wants to have children, about his finances, his home, his values, his beliefs, his goals, whether his compatibility with you, his characteristics, whether he's respectful, loving, caring, whether he's considerate, emotional, mature, whether he has integrity as well. By that one question, he will tell you. Now, where do you go to meet men? What types of friends do you hang out with? What are your interests? And what do you love about life? Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you spoil yourself? Do you look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself? You need to start to go to places where men with common interests hang out. If you like to be fit, go to the gym, major sports events. Do you know sports events are packed with men, packed with single men? How would I know? Because I go to events and I speak to men. Wine bars, when there's an important sports event, when an important sport event is showing, boxing, soccer, football, hockey, baseball. Where else you can go? Business events, seminars, workshops, exhibitions. I was at a conference at the weekend and there was, 300 people there and there's half men, half women. Start to go to places, and guess what? When you go to these places, especially the sports events, you will stand out as not a lot of women will be there. So that means you're standing out. Most of the men there will notice you and you will attract so much attention. I guarantee that. So if you like dancing, there's salsa, there's singles clubs and parties. I'm sure that they're in your area, dating events, the World Cup, whenever there's any world sporting events, like I said before, I keep mentioning sport. If you hate sport, remember, this isn't about yourself. This is about you being in an environment where you're increasing your chance of being approached. These places are packed with single men. Traveling, men all over the world are waiting to meet you. Personal development, seminars and workshops as well. Get attending to those as well. Exhibitions, go to exhibitions that are of common interest with you as well. Like attracts like. And I believe that. And find places offline and online where your type of man will be hanging out. Join Facebook groups and LinkedIn groups where, your type of interests are going to be. Like attracts like. Friendly, happy people attract other friendly and happy people, etc. as well. Now, you're looking for your partner in all the wrong places. Do you know that if you subtly approached every man you're attracted to, you'd most likely have met the right man by now? Why hasn't that happened? Also, affirmations, talking to yourself and being in the right state. If you keep telling yourself, I will find the right man, and tell yourself positive messages, your brain will start to look for solutions and how you can do that. Love yourself, spoil yourself. What do you love to do? Treat and reward yourself, especially music. Music is so powerful, it changes your state. Personal development, work on yourself, grow, development. Before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, read your journal, program how you want your day to be the next day and in the morning as well. List all the good things you can bring to a relationship. You will attract what you want, believe me, but you need to keep starting to do that. Identify what needs to happen for you to feel loved. Give examples. What do you like? Candlelit meals? Do you like a man to cook for you? Do you like to go on romantic weekends away? Do you like to stay in bed all weekend? What is it? And what 3 things make you go crazy in a relationship? What are those 3 things? Write them down and go searching for a man that has that. And focus on noticing these things in the people you are meeting. Plan questions that help establish whether they are potentially in tune with you or not. What personal development have you given yourself? Coaching, therapy, counseling, books, seminars, workshops, advice from those living the life you want to live, walking the talk, tools, resources, DVDs and CDs. You have all the answers, as I'm saying. I still get counseling now as we speak, and I absolutely enjoy it. What exactly should you be looking for him? The goals need to be similar. For example, if you both want to get married, you want someone with integrity. Will they consider relationship coaching, counseling? As somebody said that as well. You need to establish that. And I believe that if you're in a relationship, especially getting married, that you need to service the relationship. Go and see a coach, the 2 of you, and checking in and going to see a counselor or a therapist as well. I strongly believe that. If the right man came into your life today, how would you know? And do you have a 5-year plan? You need to know what his plans are for the next 3 to 5 years, and could you be part of that? Now, you must change from today. He will not simply just appear. Now, you know that this is not going to happen, don't you? Nothing will change unless you change. And if you keep doing the same things and expecting different results, is a definition of insanity. Do you want things to improve? How would you like to stop dating, meeting the wrong men and time wasters and start to find and attract the right man instantly into your life? Now, how am I finding these single women and the right men and husbands? This is how I'm doing that. I'm getting them to work on themselves, take full responsibility for what's happened in the past, no more blaming, let go of the past, any past hurt or pain, be honest with yourself, love yourself, decide exactly what type of relationship you require, identify what's been preventing you from taking more action, and get someone professional to help you who has a proven track record. And I don't mean someone like me, but it may be someone that is married, for example, and they're in a happy, fulfilling relationship. Speak to them and surround yourself with lots of single men who like you. So are you ready to find the right man for you? Are you tired of being single? Are you tired of relationships that just don't work for you? Are you ready to find a real connection with a man you can love for long term? Do you believe you will meet him? You must surround yourself with like-minded people. Who you surround yourself with is who you become. It's as simple as that. If all your girlfriends are angry and hate men and are just going out and partying or doing all things opposite of what you're going to be doing, you're going to end up being like them as well. What is your type of man likely to be? Where do men hang out? Now, let me just give you an example of a diagram. These are the percentage, I'd say, on this triangle of all the good single men at the top, and not the serious single men at the bottom. Okay? And at the top here is the women that take the action takers, and at the bottom are the non-action takers. Now, what's happening is the women at the top are the action takers are finding the good single men, and the non-action takers are meeting the not so serious men. So what that means is the ones at the top that are taking action, whether they're doing things differently or doing a little bit more each day, are increasing their chances of finding the right man in their life. Now, the reasons why you're single, they're the reasons why you're single, and where do you really want to be? This time next year or in 6 months, where would you really like to be? Now, when a man meets you, he needs to establish where you fit in his life. And not a lot of men discuss this or says this. But when a man meets you, he needs to establish where you fit in his life. Now, how does he do that? Now, this depends on how you connect with him in the early stages. But do you know something? He places you in a box in his brain. Now, there's several boxes, but these are the main boxes. It could be that he just wants sex from you. He could want a serious relationship. He may just want you as friends with benefits. He may just want you as a friend to meet up and just no sex. Or he may just want a distant friend, text friend, email, and phone. But we put you in a certain box when we meet you, believe it or not. But a lot of men don't admit that. So it could be that you're not in a serious committed relationship. It could be that he's sleeping with other women. It could be that he's waiting for the one but playing around with other women until she appears. It could be that he's going on loads of dates to find sex and the one. He's having fun with the lads and the boys. It could be any of those things that that he could be doing. So how would you like me to personally help you to find the right man? I have something very special that I want to show you that I've never provided before. And I want to appear at your wedding or receive a powerful testimonial for you. Do you want to know how I can help you quickly find the right man? Now, just let me help you find the right man right away now. Now, I have different services. I've had a lot of emails and phone calls this last week about what services and products that I have now. I've launched so many different ones now that can be available to you. So I'm just going to go through how that can be a benefit to you. Now, who are my coaching programs for? They're for single women who keep attracting the wrong men and want to find the Mr. Right fast. Or are you fed up and tired and want to start to attract the right man fast? Divorcees who've lost their confidence and want to get into the dating field. Or are you looking for a serious relationship or want to get married? Or you may fall into the category that you cannot keep a relationship longer than 3 to 6 months and you don't know why. And all your friends are in relationships and you're getting a bit fed up. Or you dread Christmas and Valentine's Day because of loneliness. Or you want to know where the men are that are on your level. Now, are you stuck on where to find where your type of right man is going to be? Do you want to know the best places to go to find the right man? And do you understand men's brains when it comes to relationships? Why is it when we're stressed we just want to detach ourselves from you? Why is that? Do you not understand why that is? And things like that. Are you angry, upset, and have issues that you haven't been dealing with? And do you want to attract good quality men into your life on a daily basis? Christian women, God provides you with opportunities, but you must take action and take advantage of these. I do have some Christian women that I'm working with at the moment, and I'm providing them with some tips as well. Now, here's the real reason as to why you're single. How much effort out of 10 have you been giving yourself to find and attracting the right man? You said that earlier on before. And are you afraid of doing any more? 0 the lowest, 10 is the highest. You've already shared that with me earlier on. Whatever number that is the main reason why you are single. And you need to be honest with yourself with that number, because if you're lying to me, you're lying to yourself. Now, I can help you get a 10 out of 10 very, very quickly. And I know exactly where you can find single men in your area and even surrounding areas as well. And in 2014, my book launch, I'm having my massive book launch in London, I will be announcing my new matchmaking service and another surprise where you will be able to meet 20 singles from your home. Yes, your home, which not literally coming knocking on your door, obviously, but stay close by because I've got some information linked in with that coming up. So what does this mean for you? I will have a large list of single, focused and available men all waiting to meet you. So you must stay close by. Let me go back to that so you can see that again. I'm setting up a matchmaking service going into the new year, and there's men every day that are joining my database to want to meet women like yourself. So these are interesting, focused men, and I will be having a screening process for them so they make sure they're all checked out before they meet you as well. So let me just go over very quickly my services. Email coaching. You can get coaching advice. Get coaching advice from me via email, and it may be that you're wondering what to think about a new man that you've just met, or it could just be something that I've said in this webinar that you just want to just ask me how to interpret his communication. Now, I've had women that have told me things that they've never told anybody in their life, and all my coaching with you is 100% confidential, but it might be something that you just want to ask me that you've never been able to ask a man before. How to interpret his communication. You want to wonder what he's really thinking. You may have just met him and you just want to know what's what. I'll share my insights via email for you for an affordable price. 3 emails to me, as long as you want, ask me whatever you want, will be £97 for that as well. So that's only 3 emails you send me, and I'll get back to you with those emails within 48 hours. But let's say, for example, you wanted a bit more. Let's say, for example, you wanted telephone and Skype coaching, which is quite popular. Now, the same thing applies, but we can talk privately via the phone or Skype or on video, and we can chat to discuss your concerns and help identify strategies and solutions to help you present yourself more efficiently, and how to get what you want from the dating scene as well. That will be charged at £97 per hour for that as well. Let's say, for example, you wanted one-on-one face-to-face coaching. You want to meet up with me. I'm available to meet in person, added confidentiality and personal assistance. Some women just want that personal one-on-one as opposed to the telephone. It gives them that more confidence within themselves and confidence that I can help them as well. Now, this works better for me because I can pick up on certain things with you. For example, it might be the way that you dress, maybe the way that you do your hair, or it may be the way that you walk, or it may be that your body language to me as well. So we can meet face to face with that, and that will be £127 per hour for that one as well. Now I have a monthly course where it's weekly sessions where you'd get, this is a package where if you just wanted, you didn't want to pay me per hour, but you wanted to do like a package, a discounted package where you get the email product there. So you get the 3 emails valued at £97. You get the telephone or Skype, which is one session, which is valued at £97. You'd also get the one-on-one session in there as well, which is valued at £127. Total value for that is £320, £321 if you was paying that, if you wanted all of those 3. I'll help you set personal goals and create an action plan to find the right man for you, making simple, easy to follow changes in your life, communication patterns and thought processes. Now I'm doing it as a special offer for all of that for £197 per month. So you get all of what I've just said there, you'll be saving about £124 there as well. So that's for that one. That's quite a popular one as well because you're getting everything, a bit of everything there as well. Now this one which is very, very powerful. This is basically accompanying you at events where men will be attending. Now how this works is I discreetly accompany you to social events as your guest. What that means is, let's say for example, look at me as the girlfriend that you go out with, that she speaks to a man and he's got a friend and she starts dating the friend, or she introduces the friend to you and then you start having a date with him. But I prepare you for that, and I guarantee you that every man that you like at any of these events, that he will communicate to you, and you will have some strategies in place to determine whether he's right for you or not from that. I provide direct assistance in helping you meet the men in the real world. And this is a great service if you don't have female friends to go out with. The worst thing is, as a woman, as I know, obviously I'm not a woman, but as I know speaking to other women, that they want to go somewhere and their friends let them down, or the worst thing is your partner in crime that you usually go out with has met some man, and then all of a sudden she's not available for you because you're relying on her as well. So what do? You're not going to meet anybody sitting at home unless you're going to be on Facebook all day. So I guarantee that you connect with all the men that you like at all of these events that you want to attend to. And we will have an easy to follow structured plan. No one will know that I'm your coach where we're going to be going. Leave everything down to myself as well. And you will meet men upon men on pen. We could go out and you can get 3 phone numbers in a night. And remember, you've already chosen them prior to that. Now this service ranges from $497 to $997 depending on which package you're going to be interested in as well, because there's different packages and different services for that as well, which will be on the website as well. So if you're interested in that, you can let me know about that as well. This one is a 12-week program. Now this 12-week I Can Find You the Right Man course is if you are a woman that is that just wants to meet someone very quick, you want to work on yourself, and you want to have lots of dates as well as a personal development from me and all these services that I'm providing and more, then this is ideal for you. I'm just going to go over this very quickly. The 12-week program. This course is for single women who are serious about taking control of their dating success and finding the right man for them. I'll help you put an end to negativity and self-defeating behavior while also gaining self-confidence and clarifying your personal needs for what you want in a partner. And it's for single women with the overall goal of helping women gain the skills, self-knowledge and self-confidence to identify, attract and cultivate a relationship with the right man for them. Now, my course focuses on helping women avoid repeating mistakes from the past by learning which types of men to avoid, understanding why they might have been drawn to the wrong types of men in the past, developing positive visualization skills, enhancing their self-confidence and evaluating their deepest motivations for what the kind of man they hope to meet. My goal is to help women enjoy happier, more fulfilling and longer lasting relationships with the right man for them. This course will change your life. You'll develop better relationship skills, increase your self-confidence and improve your self-awareness to clarify your goals for what you want and what you don't want in a partner. When you sign up for this one-of-a-kind 12-week course, you'll get 12 weeks of coaching and instruction specifically to help single women like you find the right man. Plus, you will get all of these bonus gifts and extra services valued at literally thousands of pounds. You will also receive unlimited email coaching for 12 weeks. So for the whole 12 weeks in this course, you can send me anything you want as I can advise and guide you. That's valued at £997. You'd also get 6 one-on-one face-to-face coaching sessions to me, which is valued at £127 per session, which is valued totally at £762 as well. You're going to get 10 free ebooks on dating techniques as well, worth £37 each, which is valued at £370 as well. You will get those as well. And you'll also get the Accompany You service at 2 events, 2 dedicated events where several men will be attending and providing you with a list of the best singles and networking events local to you. I come along with you and guarantee that you will communicate with all the men you like and have a structured plan in place. And that's valued at £1,994. You're also going to get your 12 weekly telephone Skype sessions as well, thrown in there as well, which is valued at £1,164 as well. So that's every week we'll have telephone and Skype sessions as well. Also, you receive my whole complete set of my new 6 DVD set of I Can Find You the Right Man series set as well, which is valued at £582 as well, where you get 6 DVDs. And what this DVD covers is how to be more confident within yourself, how to understand men's brains in relationships, how to get the men to adore you when it's your time of the month, which I know can be, I've done a lot of work on this and studied with this, but it seems to be a time of the month where men run a mile, but how you can get him to adore you when it's that time of the month and not run away, how to get men in any public environment to approach you, and what are the top places to meet men and why are they the best. And what are the best questions to ask in the early stages to establish if he is right for you? All that's valued at £582 there as well. You're also going to receive the CD version, so you can listen to it in the car, the MP4, which is the video version offline, and the MP3 version as well, which is valued at 397, 247, and 147. There's also going to be more free DVDs, CDs, ebooks, and more. So you can listen at your leisure to gain new insights and ideas on how to attract the right man into your life. Plus, a special bonus, you can have free access to my Platinum Online Members area. I now have an online members area where you can have access to my Platinum membership program. That's valued at £291. You'll have instant access to that as well. And this is the program that you'll have on there. This is the program that I use with some of my clients on how to find and attract and keep the right man in 30 days coaching program, where you will receive some tips on how you can start to do that. Now you'll get access to that as well. On this membership program, there'll be videos, articles, blogs, ebooks, coaching courses, interviews, real life scenarios, and much, much more online that you can access that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of videos of coaching like this and so much more as well. That's valued at £291 as well. Then you're going to get a free VIP ticket to my book launch on Saturday, September the 27th next year, 2014, in London, to the launch of my book, I Can Find You the Right Man. Now you're going to enjoy a wonderful evening in an upscale atmosphere. You get a signed copy of my new forthcoming book, I Can Find You the Right Man. You're going to get a photograph taken together with me at the book launch, a lovely memento of the evening and our time together on the course. There will be an after party as well, so you can socialize and mingle with guests and have a great night. Now, with regards to the after party, if you've met somebody between now and then, you can bring him along as well. I'm going to be giving away some shoes on the night as well. I hope you like these shoes. Who likes these shoes there? Those of you that know me, like I've said, I've got a nice little shoe fetish, but I just like women that wear nice shoes. So I'm going to be giving away some shoes on that night as well. You're going to get a VIP seat on the front row. There's going to be lots of entertainment. There's going to be other speakers on there, and it's going to be a fantastic event. There's going to be a free course meal as well. It's going to be available as well. You're going to be receiving that as well. And all of that is, the total value is £164. So the value for all that service that I'm providing there, the 12-week coaching program, is valued at £6,565. So I would normally charge that for all these valuable services and merchandise items. But if you sign up for the 12-week course, you will get all these bonuses, gifts and access to special services and events along with the course for a much lower price. How low, you most probably asking? Well, you can have it all for a special offer of only £2,997 in one payment, or there's a payment plan that you can use, which is £1,097 and then 2 times £1,097. So that's 3 payments of 1,097, or 1,597 times 2 payments, if that's what you would like to do. Now, if you referred a friend who joins this course, and for example, if you know someone that wants to do this course and you refer them and they take up on this course, you would have 3 free coaching sessions with me. 3 coaching sessions with me for referring that friend. So if you know someone that needs these services and they watch this webinar and they sign up, I will contact you, and then you will get lots of products, coaching services and products valued up to £500 for that as well. So if you looked at all these services and you may not be able to afford it, post it on your Facebook wall, or contact 3 or 4 of your friends to contact me. If they sign up for this program, then you'll get this as well. So what are you going to decide? You're going to speak to your friends, or you're just going to sit there, or you're just going to wait? What are you going to decide? You're going to sit there and you're going to think about it. Remember your journal. Write down on your journal what you want to achieve. Now, what I'd want to say is, I'm having another webinar in 2 weeks' time, on Monday the 2nd of December 2019, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And sorry, let me come back to that. I will come back to that one in a second. Right, so I'm going to come back to that. The top 10 things you can do from today, okay? The top 10 things you can do from today. You can increase your male friends. You can avoid men bashing conversations. You can start to have self-talk with yourself. I will meet the right man for me. Keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that in the shower, in the bath. Give yourself lots of showers, when you're in the shower, in the bath, telling yourself that on a regular basis. Believe you will find him. Always be smiling at everybody. Always be in an environment where men are. Always go to the toilet, card crew, and buy yourself drinks alone. Ask men open questions starting with when, how, why, what, etc. Avoid closed questions. Work on yourself. What would your exes say what your negative traits would be? Now, what I was talking about before is that what I've realized is, as I've been doing these coaching, is that I've realized that there's some dating coaches out there and relationship coaches out there, but they more or less just you don't really know about them as much as per se. And what I've wanted to always do is set up an academy to train up relationship coaches on how they can go and help single men and women and other areas of the relationship concept as well. So just very quickly, I'm just going to go over this academy, what I'm setting up. It helps couples, it helps divorcees coming out of divorce, it helps married couples, it maximizes your career potential. You'll be shown how to create your own dating events, workshops and seminars like here, and webinars like we're doing here. You'll be a qualified relationship expert because you'll be endorsed, and there'll be different levels of training. Now this is called the Academy of Relationship Coaching. And what this means is that I'm providing a course where you can be trained up to become a qualified relationship coach. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is that I want to be providing an opportunity for you to receive free coaching from me. Now, when you become a relationship expert, you can relationship coaches are needed to help singles find the right partners and help couples maintain their love for the long term. Now, if you or anybody you know that joins a relationship coach, become a relationship coach, we will soon be the largest relationship coaching organization in the UK. There's no experience required. We'll train you up. You can launch your own complete business with Business in a Box, and you create your own hosting and dating events such as singles events. Now, could you do what I've just done here tonight? I'm sure you could, and you can get paid for that. And that's what I'm trying to set up. So this is what it will be covering: single women, men and women, teach them how to easily, quickly and confidently find the right partner, couples, divorcees, and married couples. You know, over 50% now of marriages end in divorce. So couples coaching will show you how to do that as well. Now, this is a tremendous opportunity to take control of your career, start a successful business, and maximize your income whilst also making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. So if you just go to academyofrelationshipcoaching.com, feel free to attend the webinar for that, or send me an email at info@academyofrelationshipcoaching.com. And the same rule applies. If you send anybody that's interested, there's somebody that you know that maybe wants to be a relationship coach, is coming up to the end of the year, send them to the website, they attend the webinar, they're interested in taking part in the program. I will then give you £500 worth of coaching and products from me for free, as my way of saying thank you very much for the referral. So you refer a friend, and then you'll still get 3 face-to-face coaching sessions with me as well from that as well. So I just thought I'd just provide you with that if you wanted to try and work out how you could get some coaching from me for free. So are you ready to find the right man for you? Are you tired of being single? Are you tired of relationships that don't work for you? Are you ready to find a real connection with a man you can love for the long term? Now, those of you that don't know me, I was always passionate, and one of my goals was to go to America and tour America, and the opportunity has now come along for me now. So if you're looking to attend a singles boat cruise, there's a love boat cruise in Miami to the Bahamas. I think it's Bahamas and Mexico as well in June 2014. 19th of June, there's going to be a 4-day boat cruise. If you're interested in attending that, all the information, they've made me the keynote speaker. There's going to be other speakers along there. There's going to be partying. There's going to be singles event. There's going to be hundreds of single people all over the world attending this event. You're going to be hearing about it. Also be promoted after Christmas from me as well. But if you're looking for somewhere to go to meet lots of single men from all over the world, there's an opportunity there for you as well, so you can check that out as well. Another area that you can possibly look at. I don't think it's that expensive as well, but you can go out there and have a holiday at the same sort of time as well. So let's have a look at some of the testimonials. Lucy Johnson, I'm sure that you would have seen her video on the website when you tuned in, when you registered for the webinar. Now, Lucy, I met Lucy at a seminar. We was doing some exercises, and you know, when they say go and meet someone, I gave her my card, and she says, "Oh my God, I need to connect with you." Bang! We had 2 coaching sessions. As you can see here, 2 sessions with Des O'Connor really changed the way I looked at myself and life, and by only having 2 coaching sessions with him helped me to attract the right man into my life. I am so happy. Thank you so much, Des. That was Lucy. Lucy's a professional fitness coach that provides coaching for fitness instructors all over the world, and she's doing very, very, very well. You have all the answers as to why you're single. Remember I said to you about the scale of 0 to 10 and the effort? Why is this not a 10 out of 10? If you gave a 10 out of 10, would you still be single? You know that you wouldn't. You know that you'd most probably be in a committed relationship at the moment. You need to change the way you look at things, because if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Do you agree with that? So I help you to gradually achieve a 10 out of 10 very quickly, as you have all the answers as to why you are single. So why not give me a try? Even if it's just the email, just to see how I can help you. If not, what will you do instead? You most probably spend the money on shoes and clothes, makeup, go on holiday, socializing and drinking and eating, doing the same things over and over again. And I've heard this before with so many women that I've been speaking to. Nothing will change unless you decide to change. Even if you don't contact me or hire me, buy a relationship book as a start. Get the Barbara DeAngelis book as well, £5, £6 from Amazon. There's some more testimonials. There's Carla, 33. I was very skeptical about coaching, but once I understood how I needed to change, I started to have so many nice single men wanting to take me out. I'm now in a loving relationships and getting engaged after 4 months. Carla, thank you, Des. Excellent. Miss W, 37. Ladies, I only had 3 coaching sessions with Des, and believe me when I say this, I have found the right man and we're getting married next year. And this is all down to Des. You must listen to Des O'Connor, ladies. Des, make sure you attend our wedding. Excellent, definitely. Michelle, 36. I was one of those women with a big chip on my shoulder. I was an angry woman as my ex-partner had cheated on me, and I was very hurt for 5 years. After I received only 4 coaching sessions with Des, I was smiling at all the men I liked, and now I have 3 dates per week. Ladies, keep smiling and don't learn the hard way like I did. Des, you're a genius. Thank you, Des. I wouldn't have achieved this without you. That's made her confidence so go through the roof, and she's in a serious relationship now. Sue, after coming out of a painful divorce, Des could empathize with me as he had a similar experience and guided me to a place of peace and forgiveness. I realized I was very angry with my ex-husband, and men could pick up on this. Des coached me on how to let go of the past and focus on what I want out of my life. I am now in a relationship with Stephen, and I've never been so happy. This is the best that's out there. You're an angel, Des. Thank you. Just to talk about self-talk before we start wrapping up, but it's very important what you tell yourself, and you need to focus on the positives and that's what you get. If you focus on the positives, that's what you're going to get. If you focus on the negatives, that's what you will get. If you're one of those women that are saying, oh, all men are X, blah, 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 and always negative, negative, negative all the time, that's all you're going to attract. As your experience become words, your words become thoughts. Always talk to yourself positively. It's always important that you do that. Your thoughts become ideas. So when you start thinking about things, they become ideas. Your ideas then become actions. Your actions then become habits. Your habits become your personality, and your personality determines your destiny. Always talk to yourself positively. It's so important. So what choices do you have from today? Are you going to sit there and you're going to take action? Or are you just not going to take action, or you're going to sit there and think about it, or you're just going to sit there and think, oh, I'm actually going to wait and see what happens because I think something different is going to happen. There's 3 choices you have in life. You either give up, you give in, or you give it all you got. Which one is that going to be for yourself? And as Henry Ford used to say, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So if you think you're never going to, at this moment in time, you're not going to find the right man for you, you're absolutely right. But if you think and believe that you will start to attract him. So how badly do you want it? You want something right now. This very moment. You want something, but how much do you want it? How badly do you want it? Do you just kind of want it, or do you want it bad enough to never quit on it, no matter what? Whether or not you may not take any of my coaching services, you can start to implement so many of these strategies that I've been going through today as of now. So let's have a look at this free DVD offer that we're speaking about. And let's just go over how you can get your hands on that. It's valued at $97, £60, and I always want to be able to provide you with women all over the world with my coaching skills and how they can apply them to find and attract the right man in their life. And I guarantee you there's no one in the world providing this. There's no one in the world providing this as well. And it's 21 secret steps on how to find and attract the right man. About 2 hours of me coaching you like this on how you can start to implement that. So the free DVD way, 21 secret steps on how to avoid the time wasters and find and attract the right man. And it's delivered to you anywhere you are in the world as well. Now, this is what's going to be covering: how to stop looking in the wrong places and where you must go, how you can get your family and friends to help you find the right man, how to use Facebook to find and attract the right man and easily get dates in days, how you can get men you want to approach you when you are in a public environment, how to do the opposite of what your single women competitors are doing and start to attract good quality men quickly, how to be very confident the right man for you does exist and how to start to attract him, how to have specific realistic expectations that are designed for you to attract the right man, and what are the best types of personal development you can take part in while you are single, how to spoil, love yourself and send out an attraction vibe to draw men to you, how to let go of past pain and work positively on issues you have enabling you to have a loving and stress-free relationship. Number 11, how to be noticed by men when socializing, how to establish if he is right for you on your first date, how to subtly get a man to approach you without making obvious you like him, and why have you been choosing the wrong men and how you can attract the right men, how to make sure he approaches you when he's walking towards you, where all the good single focused men hang out, why dating several men will help develop your confidence and self-esteem. I mean by dating, just going out on dates, how Christian women can easily find and attract the right man, how your best girlfriends can help you find the right man, how to have a positive and loving relationship with yourself, and what are the right questions to ask on your dates that are compatible with your values, goals and belief. What was going over with the questions before. So I need to ask you a small favor, just a tiny small favor. I will send you this entire DVD coaching program to you as my free gift. I will ship it to you directly wherever you are in the world and also your friends and family. But all I'll ask is that you pay for the shipping, which is only $5.30, or £3.30, and that's it. No catch, no questions asked, there's no extras, okay? It's as simple as that. And where do you go for that? You just go to www.icanfindyoutheriightman.com free DVD offer, and you just go there, fill in a form, make the order, pay for the shipping, and I'll get the DVD sent to you. No questions asked. And that is it. There's no other catch there. There's no extras. There's no, take anything else off on your card. That is it. That's how you can get that. So if you go to www.icanfindyoutheriightman.com free DVD, and that will be sent to you directly to your home wherever you are in the world. So whether you're in London or Jamaica or New Zealand or Australia or wherever, that will be shipped to you there as well. So just go to that page there and order your free DVD.